Why were you talking to me about tennis this morning?
Wasn't.
You were? Hello, welcome to What's the Go? In case you've forgotten, it's Australia's premier car-based tangential sport podcast. And we say that with pride. We're not arsing about here. Find us a better car-based sport tangential podcast.
Well, I was going to tell you, we got that letter last time saying we can no longer claim it's the premier car podcast. It's in the top 10, we were told.
And when I say go and find us a better one, I don't mean go and make one and send it in, because that would probably be better and prove us wrong. So
yeah, pretty much don't do anything on that. His call to action there. Don't look for others, they'll be better. Don't make your own, it'll be better. Just stick with this. It's already on, you're already listening to it. Just keep listening.
Yeah. How's the car noise today? I feel it's pretty loud.
It feels quite loud, but on a good note, the traffic seems pretty decent.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's all right. It's okay. So we won't be getting that stop-start car noise. You'll probably be getting a constant hum of car noise, which is just a joy.
Constant hum sounds better than stop-start, I think. But who knows? The traffic could turn bad any second. Hey, we are in Sydney, am I right?
Yeah, you are. So.
All right, sports stuff. So we usually talk about sports stuff together, and then we say, hey, no, save it for the premier car podcast we're going to do. So I've got lots of things I've been wanting.
Sorry, that's when you bother sending me the recordings that we've made, so we can put them out.
Yeah, there's about 2 of these episodes that we've done that are just living on my phone forever. We can release them later as like artifacts.
Yeah, that won't make any sense because it won't be relevant to the sport that's happening, but who cares? Who cares?
It'll make sense to time travelers.
Well, most things do. They're smart people. Go on, mate. Sport. What do you want to talk about sport?
All right, so a couple of things that happened. I won't go in any order because I have no order. Did you see that internet man punch the other fellow?
Ooh, we're going to have to be more specific. Sorry. Jake Paul.
Is that it? Logan Paul?
Sorry, who is it?
Logan?
What's his name?
I don't know. I don't
know if it's because I'm old. I don't know who that guy is.
Me neither.
I don't know why he's interesting.
I feel like I'd like to see him lose, though.
Yeah, well, you like to see smug people lose. That's just
human nature.
Natural human instinct.
Human nature.
Yeah.
It's like you see those like Attenborough docos, and you always love it when the smug-looking lion gets done by a fucking springbok.
Mind you, human nature themselves don't look all that smug, in my opinion. They're just 4 guys.
Pretty humble-looking cats, yeah.
My wife went to school with them.
All of them?
I don't know. I don't remember. I may not have been fully listening when I was being told that.
Still in the fight game, old Gal's going to punch someone tomorrow night, eh? Or attempt to.
Yeah. So this guy's a legit kind of boxer, which is probably a bit of a worry for Gal. 6'5" as well.
Yeah, he looks the business too. Apparently his hands were too large to fit into the gloves he's supposed to use.
Oh, well, don't worry about him then.
Just punch him without gloves.
Just put some paper towels over your hands, that'll do it.
Sometimes I wrap a tea towel around my hand and pretend it's a boxing glove.
Or would you just tape up some bubble wrap and put it on your fists?
Of course you could, but it would slowly diminish as it would pop its way down to just being bare knuckle eventually.
So the further into the fight...
I like this.
Yeah, the further into the fight you go, the harder the punches are hurting you.
Yeah, but the earlier in the fight, the harder to knock someone out because you got bubble wrap hands.
You seen those ones where the bubbles are just fuck off massive?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No. Also, what does it feel like to have one of those pop on your face?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Alright, well, if we weren't in a car, we might buy a roll of that and try it out for your kind of entertainment. But we are a car-based podcast, so we can't be doing that.
Yeah, that's true. I like that boxing is around a bit more. I like boxing.
Do you think if we ever were to get a guest, we would have to stay a car-based podcast, or could we do occasional episodes outside the car if a guest is involved?
No, there are 2 options. They either sit in the back seat, or a far more precarious option involves them in another car.
But also, we record this when we're driving home. So would this person have to be coming to one of our homes to be a guest on the podcast?
It'd be a weird, like, booking of someone. You arrive here at this time with your own vehicle, and here's the route to take. Stay next to this car.
I think they've got to be in the same car. It's just, do they want to go where they're going to end up after the podcast? That's my problem.
You reckon that... Oh, so you're worried that they'll have to sleep the night at one of our houses to then get a lift back to the city.
Or just have to turn around and come straight back. And that's an inconvenience.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
We could drop them off halfway at and that way it's like the first half is guest.
Oh, I see. So, okay, but then we're not home. And we'll have to record a podcast on the way home.
Yeah, we keep recording.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, and slag them off after they've gotten out.
Oh, I didn't say that. Okay, more sports world stuff. So it's been all the talk of the beautiful game world, the Super League. And this is actually, this is something, I'm into the football, so this is actually kind of interesting. So it appears as if everything's been met with rage, but I fear people's rage is too quick to the rage.
I thought you were ragey about it.
Not really. I am so many... Like, they're saying, well, these clubs can't play in domestic league football anymore. Of course they fucking will.
Yeah,
of course they will. They're saying, oh, you can't play here. Of course they'll let them play. Who loses in that scenario? The domestic league loses. Yeah. It's silly.
So for maybe connoisseurs or people who aren't connoisseurs, this is the Super League of big, rich European clubs that they're banding together to make their own comp. Because they feel they don't get enough remuneration from the other comps that they're in that people really like them to play in.
Yeah, that's a good rundown of it. It's to be a midweek competition that runs concurrently to other things. It's to have 15 founding members that stay in the competition for good and 5 rotating spots. We're unsure yet as to how the rotating spots will work.
Okay.
Of the 15 founding members, I believe 12 are signed on.
Okay. Newcastle Breakers get a chance to play in that, maybe?
No, Breakers weren't talked of, unfortunately. Yeah, no, but Sydney Olympic was.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, good, eh?
And Sydney Croatian.
Sweet.
No.
That's a grudge match. If
so
they both get in, that's a grudge match.
I think that's why they stopped the NSL. I think that's one of the reasons they had to change that.
Yeah. Okay, so, all right. So maybe I mistook your feelings before. It wasn't anger, more disappointment, is it?
I don't even have disappointment. No, this all makes sense to me. It feels like people are... I think they didn't discuss it with the fans enough.
How do you discuss something with the fans, though, on any kind of practical level?
You do that kind of thing that, clubs or things do and say, put it to a vote online on their Facebook and then just ignore the results of the vote and do what you want to do. I think the problem is that
It's easily manipulated, though, don't you think? If you were to do that.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're ignoring the results anyway, so it doesn't matter. I think what the thing is that there's so much furor today, not furor, because it's just the...
Are there any German clubs playing?
Well, no, they're not signed on yet.
Any Austrians?
No. Okay. Rapid VN is not part of it.
Okay, so it's not necessarily much furor.
No, more furor.
Okay.
I think the furor is because it's just come out today and no one quite understands it yet. UEFA and FIFA have reacted in these crazy ways, which is saying, like, if you play in this, you won't be allowed to play in the World Cup and stuff. And it's like, when you think about that, FIFA loses in that scenario rather than the players.
Yeah, it seems a hollow threat.
Yeah, and the same with the league saying, well, you won't be playing in the league. It's like, you will lose from this. I think we need to wait and see what the actual deal is with all of this, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so is the feeling that perhaps, because there's only so many games you can play players in a week, right? Is the feeling that perhaps the Super League, they'll put their best squads up for that and maybe inferior squads go to other competitions?
I don't even think that's the feeling as yet. I think the feeling is that people think they're doing this as a cash grab,
right?
Which they are. There's no one's saying that's not what they're doing.
But a justified one or not?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, Real Madrid is the biggest club in the world. They lost something like $100 million last year. I mean, it was COVID, but they were losing money anyway. I think it's probably has more of an international audience in mind than European audience.
Right.
It's for things like Asia and America and stuff like that as well that want to see, they probably don't watch domestic leagues, but they do watch big Champions League games.
Okay.
I wanted to bring something up with you that you probably have a better memory of than me that relates to this, which is NRL Super League. Tell me about what you remember, how it started, what happened. Just tell me Super League.
I was going to ask, did any of these clubs, look at the Adelaide Rams and their model of how to run a club?
Yeah, that's what I brought up the Adelaide Rams to someone today. They looked at me a little confused.
Okay. It doesn't sound like it's too similar a situation because the Super League was a broadcaster breaking away and making their own comp. This is clubs taking the lead.
It is clubs.
So, but yeah, I think there are some mystifying things going on. And look, the market over there is obviously way bigger and therefore makes probably a bit more sense to try rather than splitting a small market up over here, which is what happens.
Yeah, fair play. Fair play. That's a good point.
There were plenty of baffling things going on at that time.
What is this, 98? 97?
95.
95. No, I thought it was
90,
a bit...
96.
96?
97 because that's when Knights won a split comp. Right?
Yeah, okay.
So...
And it dies in 99, 98?
And 98's, I think, is the first one where they amalgamated and had 20 teams running around in the comp that year, 98.
Wow.
Yeah. Because they didn't cut anyone. They just mashed them together, except for my Hunter Mariners.
Beg your pardon?
Hunter Mariners.
Oh, the Hunter Mariners. Yeah.
Yeah, which is one of the baffling things I was going to mention, like the business theory behind. All right, so Newcastle, it's a big rugby league town. They've got the Knights there. People love the Knights. It's got a big fan base. What should we do? Stick a poor man's Knights in there and try and see if anyone likes that. I thought it was the stupidest idea.
We'll split our market into the wine area and the other bit.
And that was like pretty big good analogy for Super League in general, just in one town. Like just not, all right, how do we have a slant on this where, we can maybe get a slice of the market? No, let's just
come in and fuck it up. Split it up into two.
But it's not even going to split in half. Why would you be, if you were a Knights fan, what would make you suddenly turn around and decide you're a Mariners fan? Yeah. You had stupid mustardy costumes, I was going to say. Uniforms.
Costumes is fine. I mean, people get what you mean.
But wouldn't it, don't you think, and this is getting into, I apologise if you're not much of a rugby league person, don't really understand what's going on, but wouldn't it have made more sense to base a club on the Central Coast rather than Newcastle? Because a lot of Central Coast people are Newcastle fans, but they would have gone, oh, people are finally taking notice of us. You would have had the whole Central Coast and probably some of Newcastle people who are just interested in a new Central Coast team, rather than saying, hey, Newcastle people, here's a new team, you should like them.
Yeah, no, you make good sense. Was there some kind of financial backing behind the Hunter Mariners? Was there someone... No, but is that where this came from? Did someone want their own team and kind of...
No, it's all... These were all funded by News Corp.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Every club.
Then. That's insane.
Yeah. So, it's just...
On a Mariners-related theme, though, have you heard this about Manchester United Group, which I believe is like... the Kroenke, Stan Kroenke? Is that Stan Kroenke, I think? Guy who owns the Red Sox?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe, or is that Liverpool? Either way, wants to buy the Mariners, move them into Sydney, and change their name and colour.
What? Honestly, why would you need to move another team to Sydney? There's already 3.
And we, probably didn't need that third.
What? Yeah, I haven't heard much about them at all.
No. They did decently in their first season, I think.
Yeah. What's the fan base like? What's membership numbers like?
50 guys, I don't know.
Yeah, right. Whereas the Marinators up on the Central Coast, great big fan club.
And smashing it too, looking great. But apparently terribly run.
I don't...
Monetarily, I think.
Who knows?
I think
they did have Usain Bolt.
Yeah, on ridiculous contract. He's not a football player.
No. Yeah. But look, I have Central Coast bias because I'm from the Central Coast. It would seem, but it just doesn't seem necessarily good business to move from an area which is a lush nursery. People like to say nurseries.
Yeah, they do.
When it comes to getting football players from an area.
Yep.
To an overcrowded market. Again, makes no sense.
But I wonder is
why don't people ask us about these business decisions? Because we seem to know how things should be run.
Well, they can't get to us. We're in a car. NRL, staying on that. How's things?
Hey, have you tried to be a sports journalist before? That's a very, very good question, which I can run with very easily.
How's things?
All right. Look, my Sharkies are a bit of a basket case. They dropped their coach. Like, they told the coach...
Well, he said he didn't want to quit, though.
Yeah. But I can understand, you don't let someone who you've given the arse run out the season.
Yeah,
What
I think that's fair. It's a dead rubber. It's a kind of like, no one's happy there.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere, like, and it's a good point. There's no benefit. If they keep winning and John Morris keeps fronting up press conferences, everyone's thinking, well, they keep winning. Why have they got rid of this bloke? How dumb are they? But if they keep losing, then...
They're like, why haven't they got rid of this bloke?
No, but they can say, well, they got rid of the coach, so that's munted
the
their
reason,
season
yeah.
up.
So have you got someone new in yet?
Well, it's Josh Hannay.
Yeah.
Who's
that's
the
not
assistant
good.
coach and looks like Simon Kadich, in my opinion. So
yeah,
I don't mind that.
Yeah, he does look like Simon Kadich. Okay, my Tigers, also a basket case. They got booed at Leichhardt.
Yeah, that's good.
Pretty fucking handy.
They refused to do it for Tommy. Tommy's dead. That's probably news we haven't said yet.
Oh, yeah, Tommy. Yeah, Cattle dog.
That's my...
That was good, Tommy.
Yeah. That's me being, doing a... I don't think that was too exaggerated.
No, weirdly, no. That was not a caricature. That was an impersonation.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I enjoyed Rabs Warren speaking at his funeral. Tell me, it was quite a character, let me tell you. Cattle dog. That's all I've got. So.
Really? That's all you got?
I could go on, but it's probably
I know you
annoying.
could.
I'll do the rest. I can do the rest of the episode as Rabs.
I'd prefer that not to happen.
Okay.
But yeah, look, I was reading about, everyone was expecting, Tigers go out there and do it for Tommy. Half of these blokes didn't know who Tommy was.
No, and as has been quite rightly pointed out a few times, the game that is celebrating Tommy after his death would have nothing to do with Tommy these days, or his attitude, or his philosophies, or anything. It's counter the game these days. So it seems a bit... Like, I know you've got to honour someone who's got that standing in the game, but it also seems a bit... slightly tokenistic, in my opinion, because you're just going, well...
Look at that car, that's sick.
Was that a cat?
Yeah, there was pictures of two cats aerosoled onto the side of that car. That was dope. I'll tell you what was the real honouring Tommy game. I didn't go, but some mates of mine went. The Blue Baggers game, the Newtown game.
Oh, yeah.
That, they painted a big 7 on the hill, left it,
Yeah.
That's how you honour him. And that's probably more, what did Newtown play in? It's not Flegg, is it? What is it, Flegg?
New South Wales Cup.
NSW Cup. That's probably more Tommy's speed in the modern game.
Yeah, but don't you think it's a bit sad that, with what is essentially reserve grade did a better job of memorialising him than the NRL did?
Of course it's sad, but it's like... Yeah, look, I think it was handled a little badly by the Tigers.
Yeah, what isn't?
Yeah, fuck. I think it would have been correct to probably wear black and white that day instead of the orange, even though I'm a Balmain fan. The right thing to do was wear West's gear.
Yeah, well, two things. They're trying to get rid of Leilua, potentially. Did you know that?
No,
or ask him
which one?
The
good one or the crazy one?
No, not the good one.
Shit.
Even Tigers aren't that mental to try and get rid of the good one. But,
fuck.
But, so, yeah, he's gone from calling himself the best centre in the world.
What was that? That was great.
To, the team wanting to axe him because he's a bit
fucking mental.
Well, mental and not playing well.
Yep. He's been dropping the ball a lot.
Missing tackles is the main thing.
That too.
Just fucking awful. Do you want him to keep Brooksy or not? Brooksy's so hot and cold. It's not funny, man.
Yeah, but the fucking annoying thing is like I like Brooksy and I wanted to keep him, and you want him around because it's like, you know, we had that golden little time of Brooks, Moses, Teddy, and Woodsy. And you're like, this is the only thing holding.
How long ago was that? That feels like 10 years ago.
It's probably 8 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
But it feels like, well, we chose him to keep, so he's got to work out. We've got to keep him there till he works out.
Yeah.
But the problem is he does show flashes of brilliance, but they are getting fewer and further between, and they're not... Yeah, I think... I hate to say I think we got to get rid of him, but I think getting rid of him is an option. You know? I love Dane Laurie. That's the best thing to happen to us this year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're being quite specific to the clubs that we want to talk about. I've had Holler Back Girl in my head all day. Do you know what I can do about this? It's a bit of a...
All right, AFL. I had my Swans finally went down this weekend, which is no good, to the G Dubs in the 20th derby. We lost. They were ahead by a behind or two, maybe at the beginning of the game.
Is this the Swans' first loss this year?
Yeah, we're 4-1. We were behind by maybe 2 points at the beginning. Then we were ahead the whole game until I think 40 seconds to go.
Yeah, right.
And they kicked in front from an impossible angle. You know, I hate it. It was heartbreaking, but you know, fuck, GWS, good for them. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
But the worst thing is we've come out of it with some injuries. Buddy's looking like he's got a hammy or something like that, out for a while. Fuck. This again. The Heen Dog's out for a little while. The Ramp Dog's gone for a bit. The new Yeti looking fellow's out for 6 weeks, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
How Yeti-ish is he compared to the old Yeti looking fellow?
Who's the old Yeti looking fellow?
Well, you said the new Yeti looking fellow, so... Oh, so he's new.
He's
and
new.
Yeti
Yeah.
looking.
Not.
Sorry,
no. I understand. It was hard to punctuate that.
He's not filling a quota of Yeti-looking people that need to be in there.
Yeah, Yeti folk in the team. No, he's not one of the new Yeti folk.
I see.
He's new and Yeti looking.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So this is, I think I might have told you on a previous podcast, but it might have been one of the ones that wasn't released. But my worry was that injuries and lack of depth would hurt the Swans sometime 5 to 7 rounds into the season. It's hit 5 rounds in. But we'll see if we can bounce back this week. I don't know. I mean...
Who you got?
4. Could be... I think it might be a bit of a walkover. It might be North or someone like that. Not sure.
Right.
I'll check.
How long have North Melbourne been a bad club for? Feels like quite a long time now.
They were decent for a while with Drew Petrie and Boomer Harvey.
Yeah, right.
I want to say they've been bad for probably 6 or 7 years at least. But they were good, and then
they were good before that.
Like they were decent,
yeah.
and then there was like there was a year where they got rid of a heap of people.
It wasn't that long ago they were in a grand final, but
North, fuck.
Maybe. Do I know what I'm talking about?
Maybe not. No,
Okay.
Maybe not.
All right.
They might have been in a granny, but I can't remember them in a granny.
Fair enough. We had other stuff we said to save for the pod, and in true form, I can't remember a lot of what that was. Were we going to talk about the Masters? What were we going to say?
Oh yeah, about good on that Japanese fellow winning it.
Yeah.
Do you know what his
racist?
name was? Yeah. I was gonna make up a name, but I thought that could have been more racist.
Yes,
yeah.
it would. I wouldn't do that.
No, good for him. That's good. They love the golf in Japan, so that's got to be.
All right. We poor Aussies missed out. Like we were pretty. We had
shit out.
No. We were up there early, but then kind of trailed off it in the last round.
Cam Golfsmith.
Yeah, different Cam Smith.
Yeah.
Did all right. Look, you know.
I liked, this is what we're going to talk about, that man who came second who looked like the caddy from Billy Madison.
Yeah, right.
He was great.
Yes. And if you don't follow the actor who played Shooter McGavin
Shooter.
on Twitter. You should, because he's a good cack when either Adam Sandler or golf-related funny things happen.
Other than that, he lies dormant,
He does.
ready to pounce. What other sport and news has happened? The baseball's back. My beloved Red Sox are doing very well.
Yeah.
They're 11-6, which is a great start to the season.
Sheffield Shield, man. Queensland
Oh,
towel,
New South Wales suck. Yeah.
Up.
Yeah, and you would think with that bowling lineup, we should have done a bit better there.
You'd think so, but
apparently we can't bat is the problem,
yeah.
right?
But but also no. But we couldn't do anything.
Yeah, that's
Labuschagne
exactly.
Hunge 90. Stark seems nearly pretty much done.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
Mitch Swepson's got to be knocking on Nathan Lyon's door.
Yeah, isn't there talk? So, are we going to India or something soon?
No, I don't believe in. Oh.
I think we are.
Oh, really?
I think we are going to India.
But not. Oh, can't be soon. I don't know. Don't know off the top of my head. He's got to go to India. Surely.
Well, that's what I thought I had seen something saying that we were going to take 2 to India, and that it'll work over there because their pitches, sandy
sure.
bowls of spin.
I'd take 3. I don't know if we've got a third spinner worth it salt. I thought Lloyd Pope might have been
Pope dog
might have been good, but that he had the first game of the Sheffield Shield he carved up, and then he was bowling pies for the rest of the season.
Ugh. What else has happened in sport lately?
Got any hockey news?
Not really. It's coming down to the pointy end. We're going to start to. Oilers are falling off a little bit, but hopefully we can stay up there. I'll get into it more in about 4 weeks. Yeah. The basketball. We're getting down to the pointy end of that.
All right. Can I just tell you something?
Yeah.
We boasted about being a tangential sport podcast. Precious few tangents so far because we're just trying to talk about sport. What has happened to us? Have we gone away too long? Don't know how to do this podcast?
I tried to talk to you about that Bond villain lair building and you put the kibosh on.
Do that. You've got to do something people would understand. You're about to say, look how nice the sky is, aren't you?
Not going to say that.
You were going to say
I was just looking at it. It's very nice. It's nice.
It's a very, very nice orangey pink colour to the sky at the moment.
I feel that autumns give you the best sunsets in this city.
Yes, that's a fair call.
Shoulder seasons in general. Spring does too. But the crispness of an autumn eve.
What do you say, shoulder seasons?
That's what I said.
Is it because it's not quite summer or winter, or because people wear stuff where they might show their shoulders off a little bit?
No, but that's good too.
Okay.
No, it was the first one.
Right. That's stupid. Why?
Calling it shoulder season?
There's only 4 seasons. You're going to call 2 of them shoulder seasons?
Well, you got to say that 2 are pretty sure about what they are, right? And 2 are like, yeah, we're kind of this, kind of that.
What are you saying? Shoulders aren't sure of themselves?
Well, they're not a head and not a body.
Yeah, but why is that the spectrum they have to live
So
in?
picture winter is the body, summer's the head.
Why are we picturing that?
And we're going around in a circle. You got to sit on one shoulder and then go to the head.
Why is some of the head? I can't just accept these principles you're throwing up there. Why is some of the head?
Okay. Well, winter can be the head if you want summer to be the body, but the body feels bigger and more wintry.
So what's the arm? Because the shoulders.
The arm doesn't affect this. The arm doesn't come into this.
That's what the shoulder is. Attaching the arm to the body.
Oh, I'm thinking more of a Venus de Milo kind of just shoulders and kind of bust.
Surely they're neck seasons then, if you're connecting head to body.
No, we're going around the side of it. Neck season? That's ridiculous. It has gotten colder though. Have you noticed that?
Yes. But what if somebody's listening to this in kind of, San Diego?
Then it's gotten a little warmer. Have you noticed that? Because it's a shoulder season there too, You see?
They would have loved the NRL talk and obscure Super League references. Crushers. South Queensland Crushers. I feel really sad about that. They could have been so much better. And it feels like they were just mismanaged and fell into the ground.
Well,
they had a train as their logo.
That's pretty cool.
A steam train.
I do like that. What were their colours?
Again, a mustardy kind of and navy blue.
Yeah, I picture something more vibrant for that.
For a crusher?
Yeah. Like an orange crush.
Or even just some sort of matte grey that a steam train might be.
Matt Gray doesn't sound like a great...
He might have been one of the players.
I was going to say, yeah, Matt Gray could be one of the players.
Yeah. Look, I'm sad that the expansion clubs to places like Perth and Adelaide didn't stick.
Didn't we get told one's coming up soon, though?
Well, they want to get a Perth one. They really fucking want a Perth one.
Why, though? Do
Because
the Perth people like a league? I don't think they do. It just creates a longer flight for someone, you see.
Yeah, imagine the Warriors playing the Reds.
We better go the other way around the world.
Yes, could you say it again without being a complete munter?
Better be going the other way around the world. Yeah, no, you wouldn't want to play. Yeah, even like just imagine Melbourne playing Perth. Imagine it. Imagine it.
Doing it.
Good. Well, I think we should expand the leagues. All leagues should forever be expanding.
Oh yeah.
Leagues should eventually have every suburb of Australia should have a team in the major league.
Yeah.
Rounds should be filled with games across the country.
In 50 years, I'll be talking about whether there's the depth of talent to split 2 streets away from one of the suburbs.
I love
they
it.
can have their own club.
There'll be rich nurseries of talent in one street.
Yeah.
Yes, it'll be a league playing nation.
Why do you think that they call an area where you might pull players from a nursery? It seems like obviously a baby nursery,
Yeah.
rather than a garden
Why
style
not?
nursery.
Why not? Both are similar
Well,
concepts.
I
You're
suppose
growing
you're
them.
harvesting.
Yeah, you're growing them. Well, you're not harvesting
Alright.
them yet, but
Well, you harvest them before you use them.
yeah.
You're not putting a baby out there to
Well,
play.
like the kid who grows up playing in the nursery of football, then you harvest him and take him to the big leagues.
I just don't like the imagery. That's all I'm saying.
What would you prefer? Test tube.
A
A rich test tube.
Yeah.
A stove.
I don't know. Prison yard.
Oh.
Probably more appropriate.
Is it? That's... Oh, I noticed this the other day.
No,
Here's
you
a
don't.
tangent.
Okay.
I'm intrigued by this chicken store.
We've driven
888.
past a chicken store. It's called 888
Korean fried chicken. Go on. See? Doesn't that sound all right?
All right.
There's a guy in a karate suit out the front. That's a good sign.
This is a reminder that this is What's the Go, the premier car-based tangential observational sport podcast. And I say observational because we're just going to talk about things we see out of the car.
Well,
All
can
right.
I bring something up to you then?
Well, you did, so go on.
The chicken store, right?
Yeah.
Look at the logo. Appears to be a chicken
Yep.
eating a piece of chicken and
Okay,
giving
so
the thumbs up.
It is a chicken holding up a drumstick, giving a thumbs up and a wink to, let's say,
But when you
camera.
think about it, is he holding a drumstick with a drumstick? Is that his
no,
drumstick?
No, that's a wing. That's his wing. His wing is presumably his hand. He's not holding it up with his foot. But this idea, and this has happened all the way through advertising, this idea that animals
like to eat themselves.
and, want to make you feel good about them eating themselves.
Don't worry, I'm fine with it. You should be fine with that. Yeah, there was one the AC Butchery near my house in where I grew up, had a cow seemingly chopping up his own backside while smiling at you. It was the same concept.
Well, we used to have family holidays every year in Port Macquarie.
Sure.
And we'd have to drive through a town called Laurieton.
Yeah, I know Laurieton.
Yeah. So they used to have the Wiggly Tail Pork Shop and Butchery, it was called.
Oh.
And their logo was a pig facing away from you, looking coyly back over its shoulder at you.
Yep.
And its skirt being hitched up a little bit so you could see its arse and tail. So, and then it kind of seductively looking back over its shoulder, winking at you, saying, hey,
Hey, you want some...
you see this? This looks delicious, doesn't it? You want some of that?
Pretty weird.
It was...
Was it somewhat of a cartoon pig, or was it more of an anatomically
No.
correct pig?
It wasn't live action. It was a cartoon. But essentially upskirting a pig on a shop's logo.
Yeah, you couldn't have that no more.
We might use that as a title for the episode too.
Upskirting a pig
was pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But this sexualizing of cartoon animals and cannibalism of cartoon.
Yeah, I don't know where the sexualizing came from you. I was more about the cannibalism of the cartoon animals.
Yeah, I get that, but I we were talking about.
Are there many animal species in the real world that are cannibals?
Oh, great question.
Surely there are.
Oh yeah, well, fish. Like, interspecies of fish, I guess.
Yeah. Would a lion eat another lion?
I think it'd have to be pretty sick and mental. But I'm not gonna rule it out.
That sick mental lion.
Well, that's when, when sharks start coming in close to shore and eating humans and so on, the theory is that it's because they're unwell and not right in their head and stuff.
Yes, you're right.
Have we done enough here?
No.
You still got more, everybody?
No, I'm just thinking about the cannibal animals. Yeah, it's weird. But I want some of that chicken, though. That sounds good.
Yeah, what I'm getting at is, has someone done market research somewhere, some sort of focus group that said that an animal eating itself is going to make a human want to eat that animal more?
Hey, if he's all right with it, I trust him.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. Your vegetarians, your vegans don't seem to go with that. You don't really see many kind of like a Venus flytrap eating another one.
So like a carrot holding up another carrot and
stuffing it into his carrot hole.
Carroty mouth.
Ugh.
Well, I suppose you don't have many just pure carrot shops. That's probably why we haven't seen that before.
I'd posit to think that there are no pure carrot shops.
It's too many potential titles. Pure carrot shop would be a good title as well.
Pure carrot shop sounds pretty grunge.
Yeah.
Coming up with carrot shop names?
No. I just kind of feel that we're probably done.
You know.
Oh,
yeah.
No. All right. Yeah.
No, I agree. We are probably done. But I was just thinking about a carrot shop. You could probably have more. You could probably have more in there than you think. Bit of carrot bread, bit of carrot crafts.
Could you have a parsnip in there?
Snowman face stuff?
Could you have parsnips in there without annoying people? They're essentially white carrots.
Part of the carrot family.
Yeah. Do you reckon customers...
If they are essentially white carrots, they taste like shit. Like, carrots taste a lot better than parsnips.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
I won't argue that. That's fair.
Good.
Why bother with parsnips?
I know. Maybe they're just carrots that have gone bad.
When's the last time you had a turnip?
Couldn't tell you. What is a turnip? Is that just a carrot as well?
Well, no, it's more like a carroty beetroot, except it doesn't taste like either.
That's a good name for the episode. Carroty beetroot. Yeah, it doesn't taste like either, though. It tastes more like a parsnip, actually.
It does, yeah. Again, can't argue. You're right on the money there.
Well, yeah, I reckon we're probably done. It'll just be tangential from here out.
That's all right. But I feel that we shouldn't try too hard to tell people about sport, because people know about sport. Like, here's my problem with sport podcasts, right?
Should we do this on a sport podcast?
Yeah.
Go on, yeah.
Like, what are you going to, apart from kind of vague opinion about what's happened, what are you going to tell people they don't already know from Twitter or the news immediately?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's opinion. You're going to hear opinion. No matter what, unless it's just a guy reading out the scores from the weekend, you're going to hear opinion.
But what I'm saying, okay, this is a production meeting on air right now.
Okay.
We don't know enough.
That's true.
To
Don't let them know about this.
To try and give serious opinion.
I can give a serious opinion.
Yeah.
It just is probably not
right.
relevant.
Yeah. Okay.
Or correct.
All right.
But it's opinion.
Yeah,
It doesn't
okay,
matter.
That's fair.
I don't need to know anything to give my opinion.
No, and I was going to say people probably wouldn't listen if they had a problem with that, and that's evident from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, very little people listening. But yeah, no, people aren't coming here for their sports news.
No, what are they coming for here? Engine sounds.
Yeah, engine sounds, logo talk.
Logo chat.
Carrot shop ideas.
Yeah, buildings we've seen.
Yeah, yeah, it was a good one though, that building. Yeah, okay. So, what you're saying is, fuck you guys. Like, if you're coming here for sport ideas, fuck you.
That's a really weird take. I'm not saying fuck you guys at all. I'm just saying I think we tried too hard to just talk very kind of blunt, basically about what's happening in sport. I don't think that works for anybody.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that. It's not working for anybody.
Send in your thoughts. What's the go? Socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Speaking of which, did anyone ever get back to you about Sea Scouts?
No, they didn't. I'm still waiting. I'm sure they will. Someone will go back and listen to episodes one day and go, fuck me, Dad, Sea Scouts. Why didn't anyone ever contact him about Sea Scouts?
I had a weird thing happen that relates to this kind of.
Really?
Yeah, it actually does.
It relates to what? Our socials or Sea Scouts?
Scouts.
Okay.
I was at dinner at my father's house yesterday, and something came up in the conversation, and my dad said back when I was a scout or something like that. And
I was a scout.
Well, he wasn't, apparently. From the other side of the room, I heard his brother, my uncle, just go, "You weren't a scout." And I was like, whoa, why is... Yeah, nothing more was said about it.
So hang on, what are you trying to say? Your father tried to deceive you into thinking he was a scout?
Or perhaps had tried in the past to deceive others and immediately was pulled up on his shit by his brother.
Or does he have some sort of implanted false memory of being a scout?
Maybe. I've been thinking about false memories a bit lately. It's a thing.
Yeah. But, okay, are you talking about someone doing a bit of brain surgery and implanting a memory?
Yeah, not
or
surgery.
You convincing yourself somehow that something's happened that hasn't?
I think both are possible ways to get to it.
Right.
But I was thinking about the outside forces giving you the memory.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I worry about that sometimes. I worry that some things that I remember might not have happened. And I don't have a reason to.
Were you a scout?
Yeah, well... I had my hat for a long time after.
Do you have it still?
No.
Maybe it was a false memory.
Me.
Tell me about your days in the Scouts. Was it good?
Here's the main things I remember. And I was in Cubs and then Scouts. Standing in a circle. Quoting the Jungle Book a lot. I remember that.
Really? That's
all right. What you do in Cubs.
Yeah? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The head of your troop is called Akela.
Akela?
Yeah, who's the panther in... Pretty sure it's a panther.
No, the panther's
Okay.
Nala.
Whatever.
Nala.
Anyway, that's in Cubs, and in Scouts. Main thing I remember is going on a corroboree, which is a big camp.
I know corroboree.
Seeing watching K9, the movie with
good movie.
Is it?
Movie I remember.
Okay, it's a poor man.
Hey, that guy on a motorbike has like a digital display on his motorbike for his speed.
Did he?
Yeah.
What was he doing?
Looking at his digital display.
No. What speed was he doing?
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't see. Okay, so you're going corroboree. Is corroboree a native Australian word?
Yeah, it's an Aboriginal word.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
So did they call it a corroboree anywhere else or just in Australia?
What are you talking about? In Scouts?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe so. They might have had, indigenous words for their countries.
Sure. I got something on that too.
I haven't finished my story, but go on.
My wife is starting a campaign to change the word. In this modern world of cancelling things and getting rid of things, they changed the name of coon cheese and stuff like that.
Yes.
She wants us to stop calling them Eskies.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, I think you told me about this previously on the bit weird but fair enough, I guess, podcast.
Good work getting a plug in there.
Which is a good podcast if you ever want to check it out.
Less vehicular based.
It's less vehicular based, and we don't have production meetings in the podcast to say what we should be doing. We just do.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was talking about now. No.
Esky.
Yeah, you told
Stop
me
saying
about that.
Esky.
So I was because I never made the association that Esky referred to Eskimos.
Eskimos,
Yeah.
which is now considered a kind of derogatory kind of catch-all term for native
Inuits.
North Americans. Inuits, yes.
But hang on, were you telling me that Inuits...
Sorry.
Were you telling me that Inuits isn't right either now?
No, I think Inuits might still be fine, but First Nations is what
Okay.
they like,
All right,
I think.
fair enough. Yeah, well, that's good. That's a catch-all.
Yeah.
So, okay, is she going to put a petition up on change.org? Is she going to do some sort of social post that she hopes catches on about it? What's the movement entail?
I'll ask her about it, but so far it just entails telling me to stop calling it an Eski.
Oh, I see. Okay. And then you telling me on this podcast so 5 other people can
There
hear
you
it.
go. Yeah. 5 is being generous. Now, I've just remembered we have to record that other thing too.
Yeah.
Good. Just reminding you. Yeah, well, I'm about out of tangents. You got anything more?
I would like to hear more about your dad telling you he's a scout and then his uncle refuting
Well, the
that.
thing was... Well, it wasn't his uncle.
Sorry.
Then...
Well, but do you know what his uncle thought about it? Maybe he thought he was a scout.
I'm just trying to think if I ever met his uncle.
Right, well, only you can answer that. I can have a crack at answering it if you like, but I might be wrong.
Speaking of that, I found out the other day that one of my 2 dogs might be the great aunt of my other dog.
How's that? Would you know that?
Well, they're both greyhounds, and you can... What?
Okay, that's probably not... Okay, that's a starting point, sure.
Okay, yeah. You need to hear the next bit before
Okay.
you laugh.
Well,
Greyhounds, you have their whole family history on the internet, their family trees, and
because it's from an industry where they're all got to have, like, breeding and...
Exactly,
all that sort of
exactly. And so you get about 4 generations back, and we're finding some same dogs either side for them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So, have they kissed or something? Is this why you're worried about it, or...?
Have you seen a greyhound? It'd be hard for them to kiss each other. Their mouths are alligator-like.
Okay. Well, you could kind of get a scissor action going with the upper and lower jaw from each of them.
Stay away from my dogs.
I try to. They go for my crotch as soon as I walk in.
Well, that's because they're that high. They would go for your knees if you were about 2 foot taller.
Do they get kind of more crotch obsessed when they're high? Oh, you mean they're that
Their
tall?
height.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm glad we kept going so I could do that joke.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
So what? But okay, what does it mean for you if they are related?
No, it's just kind of cute. I can call one the auntie of the other one.
Right.
But we also worked out it might be something weird, like they might be aunties and like
Mothers?
no, like grandma and auntie or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. You go back, you find some good names though. Good.
I'd like to not hear any more about that.
That's fair. All right. Well, maybe that's enough for this week then.
It was enough 20 minutes ago.
All right. Goodbye, listeners.
Bye all. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Piers Grove, and I'm a founder, publisher, and managing director. In March 2022, I'd just been named Managing Director of Australian Geographic and set up Scout Publishing. Then everything changed. 404 Brain Not Found, the podcast for stroke survivors and their friends and colleagues. We explore the absurd experience and frustrating journey of stroke recovery. 404 Brain Not Found, a general experiments podcast on all podcast streamers.
My name's Stu.
I'm Rachel.
And we are fans
Obsessives might be the word.
of the 90s. The 90s. The 90s. The 90s. You can follow the podcast on your favourite podcast app. Rachel, what's the name of the show?
Swinging on the flippity flop.
Why the 90s?
Lived it.
We lived it, we were it.
Was it the best decade ever or the lamest? Let's find out.
Flippity flop.